All right, students, let's go over a couple more examples. So let's go ahead and look at BC. So just kind of to put down or remember, the area of a parallelogram is equal to the base of it multiplied by the height. And of course, they are connected by the right angle. All right, so over here, once again, we want to identify or find the right angle. Well, first we identify this is a parallelogram, two sets of parallel sides. Okay, so we go ahead and we find the right angle, and here it is. I'm just going to kind of bubble it in a little bit. And so the height and the base are connected to that right angle. So this right here must be the height, the h, and the base is right here. It must be connected to it. So this is the base. So now all we're going to do is just simply plug it in. The area is equal to, well, the base in this case is 25 meters. So let's go ahead and write that down. And the height is equal to 8 meters. And now we just got to do the multiplication. Well, 25 times 8. Well, what is 25 times 8? Well, if you don't know that off the top of your head, we can do the work on the side. 25, remember, times 8 equals, well, 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. So we have 200. And that makes sense because if I have 8 quarters or 8 25-cents, that is $2. So 200. And of course, we're talking about meters. Since we're multiplying meters together, that would be meters squared. All right, so there we go. There would be our answer to letter B. All right, if we're looking over here, we didn't use this 10, and we're not going to use this 10 because it's not part of the height or the base. It's just kind of a useless number when it comes to the area. Now, if we were trying to find perimeter, the distance around, that would be very important. But because we're not finding that, this is kind of just a useless number. We just simply don't need it. We don't have to use all the numbers provided if we don't need them. Okay, so if we come down here to problem C, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find the area of the parallelogram. We're going to use the base and the height. So please kind of take a moment, try to identify the base and the height. Go ahead and underline them and kind of label them for me. I'm going to give you a moment. If you need to, you can pause the video. But go ahead and underline the base and the height. All right, so hopefully you tried that or you paused the video and have done it. Remember, here's the right angles right here. I'm going to kind of put it in blue. So the height and the base are connected to the right angle. So the 12 right here would be the base. And the h right, or the height right here would be the 7. The useless number for the area is this 11.5. So now we can just simply plug them in. The area is equal to the base, which is 12. And of course, we want to bring over our units of feet. Multiplied. Now I'm using the dot here. It is okay to use the multiplication symbol if you want to, the x. That's perfectly fine because these are not variables. These are units. And now we go ahead and do the multiplication. Well, once again, I don't know what 12 times 7 is off the top of my head. Let's go and do the multiplication on the side. 7 times 4 is 14 to 1. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 1 is 8. And so we have 84. So the area is equal to 84. And of course, what we're talking about here is feet squared. All right, so there we go. So that's basically all you need to do to find the area of a parallelogram. It's very similar to find the area of a rectangle, except we don't have right angles. We have to find one. All right, as we move on kind of to the next section, section 2 or part 2, it just simply says draw and label the height of each parallelogram. Excuse me, I apologize. Use the correct mathematical tools to measure in inches the base and the height and calculate the area of each parallelogram. All right, well, we're not going to do the second part here. All I want you to kind of get used to doing on this section is just finding and being able to identify the height. Well, we're going to draw the height in for these parallelograms. So if we look at A here, if this is the base, we want to be able to sure we can kind of draw and identify the height. Well, if this is the base, to find the height, we just simply need a straight line from this base to its opposite side. And then we go ahead and we create a right angle. So this right here would be the height, and we just simply want to label it h. And that's it. That's all I want you to do. We're not going to do the second part yet. We're going to kind of do that during the lesson, or during the assignment portion of this lesson. So right here, if this is the base, if I want to draw a parallel line, well, sure, if I want to find the height, excuse me, I want to draw a straight line as best as you can, all the way up to the other side, and go ahead and put your right angle. Yes, you have to have this right angle to help identify that this is the height. Without this right angle, we don't know that this line is actually the height. It could be slanted like this one. All right, and the last one, there should be one more. There should be C. Well, if you look at this one, if this is the base right here, the opposite base is right here. I really can't draw a straight line from this all the way up to this line. Well, what we do is we kind of extend the base out. What we do is we draw dotted lines to go, well, this is the base. This is where the baseline is equal to. I need to draw the straight line going all the way up to the other side of the base, or the parallel line to the base. And you're going to see this quite often because I can't draw a straight line from this base to the other. So I kind of have to extend it out here and then draw the straight line from this extended position. And this is now my right angle. Now, whenever I'm finding the area of this parallelogram, I only want this part of it. I don't want this extra part. This is just extended out just so I can draw this right angle to connect it to the other base to find the height. Okay. Now we could have went all the way to the side here. A lot of them will come all the way to the side to the corner right here and kind of come straight up and put the right angle here too. That would have worked perfectly fine, but some of them will put it in the middle. So I kind of want you to get used to seeing both. Now you're going to see this on your assignment. Remember, all you want to do is use the base that's the actual length of this side here. We don't want to use this extended portion. All right, so just let's kind of put some information in with this one. If I said this is 6 right here, and I said the height right here was equal to 8, and if I told you this extended position right here from this to this was an extra 8, I wouldn't use this number. I would only use this 6 and this 8 to find the area of this parallelogram. So really quick, I'd use the base, I would use the height of 8, I'd multiply them together, and of course I would get 48. Another thing to remember is we need units squared. There are no units here, so we need to put these extra u squared to represent units that we don't know yet that are going to be added later. Okay, so remember, we don't want to use this extra number here. We just simply want to use the measurement of the base. All right, so that's kind of what's been going on today, or we're going to be working on today. We're not going to worry about this one right now. We'll talk about this one another time. So go ahead and stop the video and go ahead and move on to your assignment.